In the middle of this show, some guy walks up with this much vodka in 2 cups, walks up to the front row, splashes both those girls in the face, throws the glass, and just takes off running.
No.
And Dave just asks them for towels. He comes and he hops off stage and he starts washing her. Like he has nothing better to do. You know how they say don't meet your heroes? That does not work for Dave Chappelle.
I'm just playing, I don't fight, I just pray. I only go the way of mistake.
That's lovely, George. I love it. It's a real gift to be around.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's a very good question.
I love you guys.
You've given me something to think about.
Going for a lot of outlets.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the George Janko Show. I am here with my lovely co-host, Shawna Delarica, a.k.a. Little Bell.
Very nice.
And then my best friend / shooter, Bree. Yeah, and my ad
Too
libber
white
for
for
my,
that,
That
yeah.
felt
my
right.
rap song.
That felt right.
How you guys doing?
Good,
Great.
good. Oh
Dude,
my
it's
gosh.
been 6 months since we've done a Boys and Bell episode.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's so long.
I want you guys to comment down after watching, obviously, or maybe you guys just missed them. But let me know if you guys like the Boys and Bells, like throughout the year, maybe in between guests and stuff. I do like tapping in and just hanging out with you guys and like just catching up on stuff. I wanted to take a quick second to give a round of applause for us and you guys. We are number 14 on the charts with Spotify, so that is crazy, dude.
Crazy.
That is
crazy.
so crazy.
You keep your head down just doing the work for so long that you forget that there's like a chart. And then you
Right.
look up and it's like, wow, that's what all this work gets you?
Bro, it's just
so
it's a weird,
wow.
it's a weird, because like, bro, when we first started this, we were kind of like, yeah, maybe this could pay some bills, you know? Like,
Well,
Yeah.
there's so many podcasts. Like, there's literally
the
so
thing.
many
and there's so
podcasts.
many good ones.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, whoop, whoop.
Very nice. Good job, guys.
Let's go.
Let's jump into this. I have so much to cover grounds and catch you guys up on. I'm really pumped. But there's one thing I never told Belle. Belle knows because I couldn't hold it for this long. But I had the opportunity to hang out with Dave Chappelle.
The greatest stand-up of all time.
I've been waiting to tell you about this, but I thought like this is what happens. We always get so excited to tell each other stuff that by the time the podcast comes, we're like, yeah, we already know everything.
Yeah,
but this
I know.
story, I held
How long ago did this happen?
a few days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
like
last
when,
week.
remember when I called you? I go, dude, I got crazy news.
Yeah.
And then
I was like, yeah, I'll talk to you later, man. I'm busy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Friday.
Well, here we are.
Well, that just threw away the fact that I was saving it for this podcast. Okay, so for those of you guys that don't know, I have a tour coming out. It's called the Man on Water Tour. And in this tour, I have a bunch of stand-up stuff going on. I have improv stuff with the crowd. We have questions, but it's mostly altogether a podcast. But I have like little moments where it's like fun and people enjoy it. So I've been going to these clubs and practicing my work. Fortunately for me, one of my good friends opened up a club, and it's called The Upstairs, and it's in downtown LA. Not the safest area.
Probably good rent, though.
Kind of want to, as soon as you lock your car, you want to take a jog to get to the place. You know, and so, but Enrique and Sarah opened up this incredible spot, and I was already kind of like benefiting from it because I was just watching like the greatest comics come and work. And then one day he texts me and he says, "Hey, dude, Dave Chappelle's coming to perform to show love for Sarah, his best friend,
Crazy.
because she opened up this club." Now, bro, I don't want to be the guy that was like, "Hey, man, could you introduce me? Could you introduce me? I want to meet him." I just want to show support. So the first day I came, the green room is completely blocked out. But you see some legends coming in and out. Out of respect for the privacy, because they locked our phone away. Bro, they even locked my phone. And I walked up to Enrique, the owner, and I was like, "Hey, dude, like, what's good? Like, you think I'm going to run to TMZ with this?" He goes, no, they locked up all of our phones. Like, no one's allowed to have phones there. The reason why Dave locks people's phones is so they could be in the moment.
Oh, that's sick. Wait, so this is a Dave Chappelle request. This isn't
Bro.
a normal thing for all.
So, no. Every place he performs, I guess, even in stadiums, they
Whoa.
lock their phone up.
That's sick.
Really?
That's
Yeah,
sick.
I mean, bro, it's Dave Chappelle. So
Yeah.
imagine this is Dave Chappelle, like a living legend. Like, God forbid, when the time comes and he leaves, there's gonna be so many people like, "Did you get to watch?" or "Did you get to watch?" Now, check this out. Not only did I get to watch, but it was an exclusive show. It was like 100 people in there, friends and family. Like Ray Charles's wife was sitting right next to me. Like, bro, like just the heavy hitters are in the crowd, and they're all fanning out. The first night, because there's 2 nights, I have to explain this. Sorry, I'm just so excited about this. I'm sitting by the door, and the reason why I sat by the door, like right here where they exit, just selfishly, I'm like, oh, I get to be like next to him as he walks out. Like maybe I can like hang out with him.
Raises his hand. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, right, yeah. Just grab his butt as he was walking out. So nothing. Then Dave comes out, bro. Dog, I'll never forget this. He walks out because we've got a chance to be in the same room, but I never got to watch this master at work, like up close. So he walks out. He's from here to this island. That's how far we are. And I'm getting to watch everything. Now, again, out of respect for Dave, obviously this is his show, he locked up his phone. I'm not going to talk about his bits or what he did, but there's a part of the show that happened that was not his fault, but I think I have the right to tell it, and I don't think it's going to get anything in trouble. Hopefully.
I have heard this, but Reed hasn't.
Reed hasn't.
I'm just putting that
yeah.
out there. Okay.
So he's in the middle of his act. He's crushing. I'm learning so much. I'm sitting there. I'm watching the way his mind shifts. If somebody's like chirping at him, he'll be able to spin it. He brings up real life moments. He actually opened up about things that was going on in his life, and it was crazy. Like his heart is something so different. It's something so different. I understand why God blessed him. Truly, truly. Like I understand. Listening to how he was speaking, he was making jokes about it, and everybody was laughing. But in my mind, I'm like, yo, if this is true, this guy's like one of the nicest human beings I've ever met in my life. This is what sealed it for me. I guess a couple came, like a couple of friends, and they got into it. And there were some girls sitting in the front that had an issue with somebody else that came. This dude walks up in the middle of this show. Everybody's on their edge of the seat because he's just going into this story. Some guy walks up with this much vodka in 2 cups. Walks up to the front row. Splashes both those girls in the face. Throws the glass and just takes off running.
No.
Bro, he runs past me and I get up because I'm like, I should trip this guy or like tackle him. But then in my mind, as soon as I got up, he was like this. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, this is part of the bit. Like this is something that, because ironically, listen, a day before, somebody was mentioning me that like, oh, some comics will put somebody in the crowd to do something.
Plan something.
So in my brain, I'm like, well, thank God they told me about this. I was about to knock
Doesn't
this
sound
dude
like
out.
something Dave Chappelle would do, but
Right? So he takes off, and then 3 other dudes take off to go beat him up.
Yeah.
Turns out, not part of the show. This guy was pissed because he was there, and I guess one of the employees asked them, hey, you guys need to leave. These are reserved for these girls. So he was just fed up, and he's like, no, I waited here for so long. If I'm not going to enjoy the show, I'm just going to ruin it for everybody. Like, totally selfish, right?
Wild.
Chucks this alcohol, takes off running, and Dave was like, he's only there for love. This dude's doing stadiums. He's not coming to a 100-room thing. He's only doing it because he's really good friends with a girl named Sarah. She was a waitress at the clubs when he used to perform, and she used to say, hey, I'm going to open up my club one day. And he said, the day you do, I will come and I will perform at it.
So
Didn't
sweet.
charge her, didn't do anything. Then this happens. So I'm like, I look at Sarah. Sarah's like, right? Like, and I'm like, because like I could have done something about it. Like I didn't know what to do. So I'm sitting there, and Dave just doesn't miss a beat, bro. Like nothing ever happened. He just asks them for towels. He comes and he hops off stage.
Starts cleaning it himself.
And he starts washing her. Like literally, like he has nothing better to do. But this is what I love the most. He's not just washing her. He's still continuing with the story and with the jokes, like simultaneously. And everybody's dying of laughter. I'm like, wait. This guy was able to keep the audience happy for what they paid for. But at the same time, a perfect gentleman to come down at the first row and hand wash. There's employees coming and washing it.
Yeah.
But he felt so bad that she came for him and this is what she got, that he wanted to make sure that he was there and he was handling her. Then he's
what do you
like,
mean then?
bro. Just cranking. Then he gives her the mic. He goes, sweetheart, he goes, you have such an innocent face. He goes, I'm going to give you the microphone. You tell me what's going on. She gets on the mic and she's like, all right, so we're here. And like, she's like, and then we're like here. And she's like,
she a leprechaun?
She's from like a different country. And I don't know which country it is, but like, yeah, let's just say she's a leprechaun. And she's like, and this is the best part. After all that, she's like, anyway, so we carpooled together. And then everybody's like, what? So the guy who threw the drinks at her, they carpooled together. So they're friends. They all work at the same like company.
Like what?
So then this other guy's standing there. And he's sitting and he goes, yeah, that was my friend. And he's sitting by himself. So the dude who threw the drinks, his friend is sitting in the crowd by himself. So everybody's booing, including me. I'm a part of it. I'm like, yo, you're whack, bro. You're friends with a dude who chucked drinks at a woman. What's wrong with you, dude? Are you dumb? Boo, boo. Yeah. He gets up on the mic because Dave goes, listen, we all know his friend's a piece of shit. And he obviously might be one too. But he goes, but we got to respect him and give him the opportunity to share his side of the story. I go, this guy just went from an amazing show to a podcast. This is a podcast. The dude gets on the mic. Reed wasn't even 6 seconds. The whole room was like, nah, we like this guy. This guy, he was like, the first thing he said, it was like, first of all, I just want to let you guys know I'm sober. And we just erupted. Yeah. He finishes up everything. He goes, and I'm like, yo, this is incredible. I just got to watch this master in so many different ways. Performing, check. Handling a crazy situation, check. Seeing his heart. And then also he like kicked it longer and just started talking about all these great things he's doing in Ohio. And I'm like, whoa, this was like a privilege to sit here. He's walking off. Everybody's giving him a stand-up ovation. I'm standing by the door. He walks. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get my high five. I'm gonna try to dap him. I'm gonna try to dap him. And in my mind, I'm like, yo, you gotta be cool about it. You gotta be cool. You can't be like, yo, Dave, good job, right? I just gotta be like, yo, you killed that, bro. Good job. You know, like acting like one of the comics back there in the corner. So he's walking up. And bro, it's so intimidating because he has so many bodyguards on him immediately. And then I was just kind of like, yo, you killed that. Like that. Like he's nobody at the club. I'm just like, yo, what's up, man? You killed that. And by the way,
the guy on stage?
Not for nothing, I practiced on other comics. The ones that they went up, I was just like, yeah, I was like, no, I don't like the way I raised my elbow on that one. I was like, I gotta make sure with Dave, I gotta go straight up with it. Right? So finally he comes up and bro, he gives me a wild one. He gives me one of these, like his whole shoulder one. I was like, damn. All right. So I was like, so I just went right into it. I dapped them up, and bro, it went bop, and it was like a friendship type of bop.
Yeah.
And it was
Big
like
pop.
and I'm like, damn, bro, like no cameras could get this. As he goes in, we going like this. He goes, thanks, man, like that. And I look over his shoulder. One of his boys are recording, and I said, God willing, one day I'm gonna be able to see that footage. The night ends, and it's kind of chaotic. It's the first night. So I don't want to go up to my friend and be like, yo, what's up? Like, let me get in the room, right? So Sarah goes to Enrique. She goes, hey, everybody needs to get out of here. So Enrique turns to me and goes, all right, man, like, I'll see you later. And I was like, okay, cool, no worries. So I dap him up, and I walk out. I'm walking to my car in the hood, right? Like, praying that I get there safely. I'm walking to my car, and a sliver of me was like, man, I really wish I met Dave. But then immediately I was like, what am I complaining about? Like, God put me in a position where I could sit here and check this person out that I very much look up to, get to see how he lives, get to see how he operates, get to see how he hangs out with his friends and family. Like, why are you being so like greedy? And I felt like a greedy heart. So from me going all the way from the club all the way to my car, I just kept praising God. And I was like, yo, God, thank you so much for that opportunity. Thank you so much for that opportunity. The next day, I call Enrique and I said, hey, man, like, I just want to let you know, dude, like, thank you so much for that. Like, that was such a cool opportunity. And I felt like I got to share something that not that many people get to witness, and it meant a lot to me. And he goes, dude, I actually owe you an apology. I go, why? He goes, well, Sarah came back and she's like, hey, I just want to introduce George to Dave. Where is he? And he goes, dude, I thought you meant everybody leave. She goes, not George. Why would you tell George to leave? And so he goes, I was like, all right, cool. It wasn't meant to be. He goes, yo, he's doing another show tonight. He goes, come, I'll introduce you. And I was like, yo. I looked up at God. I was like, it's because I was grateful. It was because I was grateful. I know this. I know how you work, man. I know how you work. It was because I was grateful. I go there. I watch. I get to hang out with so many other cool cats. Like, I was hanging out with Urkel.
Cool cats.
to be under. I didn't even know Urkel since back in the day. And I'm sitting in the back of this room and I'm talking to this dude, the sweetest guy I've ever met in my life, talking about his kid, talking about his game show. And I was like, oh, he has a big game show. That's probably where I know him because he has such a familiar face. He walks away. I turn to the bodyguard. I go, what game show? He goes, dog, Urkel. And I said, oh! I was like, oh my God. I can't believe it. So I'm having a great time. And dude, the show ends. Everybody's leaving. Again, I saw a few people get like rejected at the door. And I was like, yo, but I'm here. Like I prayed a few times. God changes hearts. You know what I mean? Like we can make it. We can make it. Lo and behold, bro, the owners come up to me. They're like, hey, we're going to go in the room. Because they already know how big of a fan I am at this point. They're like, don't be weird.
Don't mess this up,
Just
George.
be casual, bro.
Yeah.
Don't be weird. And I said, I'm not going to be. Don't be any weird at all. Get me in there. Dave's in the room. There's like, bro, this is crazy. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this. But I'm in a room, and there's only like 10 people in there. His wife and his friends. And I'm hanging out with the managers. And also, these people are very cool. They're good comics, all this stuff. But Dave's over there. And I can't help but like just, you know, like, and I'm just like,
It's a hot girl.
this guy
He's a hot girl.
this guy would be talking to me, but like, it's like, yo, dog, like, you realize Dave Chappelle's like right there, right? Like, hey, bro, how Dave is on stage, exactly off stage. So I'm like, how are you guys all gathered over here talking when this man is spitting out some hot jokes right now?
Yeah.
But they're just used to it. Then he falls on this beanbag with his best friends and his wife, and they're going through like dating apps for his wife's best friend. And she was like, what do you think about this? Dave's like, nah, you can do better than that guy. I'm like, this guy's a real guy. I was like, I can't believe this. So I'm sitting here, I'm smoking a cigar, and I'm just listening to all of their stories and hanging out. We're sitting there, we're having a good moment, but you know how they say don't meet your heroes? That does not work for Dave Chappelle. Because, bro, like, I watched him on stage, and I would be like, oh, bro, I'm a huge fan of this guy. But what made me a forever fan was the fact that I was just a fly on the wall and listening to how he spoke to his wife, how he spoke to his best friend, how he just moved around. And I was like, oh, dude, this guy did not let the world change him. And again, like, I don't know him like that. But from my perspective, it looked like a child, like the heart of a child that just had the world in his hands. And all he wanted to do is have a great conversation with you and make you laugh. That's it. He didn't want anything else. And so that was probably one of the coolest nights of my life. It was like 4 a.m. when we left. And I was just like, dude, I spent the night just hanging.
That's incredible, dude.
With one of the biggest legends in comics. And
Yeah.
it was, I mean, don't get me wrong, bro. Like, we have great guests. And we hang out with incredible human beings that I also get geeked out about. But like, the reason why I love Dave Chappelle is because he's not only funny, but he paints his heart in an art form that many could understand and many could feel. And he has a good heart. So I'm just a big fan. So I was just really excited to share that.
Yeah, man,
I
of
feel like I kind of
course.
was like redundant on it, but
No, you weren't. No, I love it. Usually I'm always like, dude, more detail, more detail.
Yeah.
Like you rush over things too quickly. And I love how much you lived in that story. That was great, bro. He's on the Mount Rushmore of entertainment. Like that guy he's going to be around. He's going to have access to the biggest stages until the day he goes forever. He is so authentically himself. And it's like, he's just a masterclass in like combining who you are and your perspective and art, which is like every artist's biggest goal is like, how do I take my perspectives on the world and share it through humor or through filmmaking or whatever. And that guy just lives and breathes his authentic self.
yeah, but it's honoring because like we're in the field and we could see somebody who's changed within like a few months. A few months out here could feel like 10 years. Mm-hmm. He's been in the game for years upon years. They've tried to burn his image. They try to cancel him. How does that man not have a bitter heart?
I want to be able to just ask him like, what's your secret?
It seems like he just stays like true to himself, and he's like, I'm just gonna stay true to myself. You're gonna love me, you're not gonna love me, and like, you know what I mean? He just stays true to his core values, regardless of what the people around him do. And if you're talented and you just stick to your core values, then it's like, where are you gonna go? Because you're always gonna be talented, you know? And he's always sticking to his truth.
Dude, we're going to Puerto Rico
Yeah.
in like 2 days.
Yeah.
How you feeling? How what you thinking? What you?
You know, it's so funny you say that.
Bro, it's been, how
been
long
years.
has it been?
It's been years.
110 episodes.
Yeah.
And it's
Not to be
happening. I just, bro,
It's been 11 days to 6 months. And like,
a year ago, we were making the joke of, bro, imagine having Bobby Lee on.
yeah.
And then it's like, of course we had Bobby Lee on. Looking back, it makes so much sense. And then a year from now, it's going to be like, of course we had Logan on. Who are we going to be thinking about then? That's like impossible. But man, I'm so excited for this conversation.
This one means the world to me because that's
Yeah.
like, when I left Impulsive, I said, if everything goes as planned, this will happen.
Yeah.
And God's been super good to us. Like, it's cool. I don't want to talk too much about it just because, to be honest, I don't even know where it's going.
See?
I found out that we were making this like a more serious thing because I have a flip phone now. So like I have a work phone, but like I have a burner, like a flip phone, because like, bro, I get caught on like reels and TikToks too much. So like I was like, I'm done. I'm just like having a flip phone. So casually Reed just goes, yeah, did you see Impulsive dropped an episode about you? And I was like, what? And so like I literally went onto the internet button. And it's just like took like 45 minutes to get there.
While you had like a broken back, by the way. Sorry for that.
Dude, I'll get into all of that, bro. Like this year has been a crazy roller coaster.
I was just making an age joke. Like you're in your old man era.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like legitimately when I injured my back.
Yeah, which is what old people do.
Don't do
I'm
that.
sorry, dude. I'm
Don't do
sorry.
that.
It was right there.
It was because I was deadlifting like a man.
I slipped a disc. Like, I'm sorry, dude. Hey, you're doing great now. Look at you, man. It's
man,
a long flight to
I
Puerto
have a
Rico, though.
chiro
I hope you're
coming in
healing
right
up.
after this, by the way, because I'm like I have to travel soon, so like I can't sit upright for too long. That's bad. That's because of my age.
It's okay.
Whatever. We'll talk about
Back
that
to the
later.
Logan.
Dude, I slipped a disc at 25. Like, it happens. What?
We're so weird, bro. I hope when people watch this, they're like, this is just like my friends. And they're not like, let's go back to the guest episodes.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we'll skip. Go back to doing this every 6 months. So yeah, we're gonna go hang out. I saw that they said some pretty nice things about me. I've always been close to Jake. Logan and I just haven't talked in so long, and then we started talking recently on the phone. But then I'm not one to like, hey, dude, do you want to collab now? And it's just like kind of like uncomfortable. But they had we had a group chat going on with me, him, and Jake, and something in my heart was like, offer them to be on the show, and it was like, all right. So I was like,
What a ballsy text.
I shot
love
it
it.
off, and I was like, it's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah.
And both of them were like, yeah, I'm down, and I was like, this is crazy. This is gonna
So
happen.
cool.
We're gonna be able to reconnect. The reason why is like all of this is cool, but those boys I started the game with, so it's like it feels really weird not being able to call them and be like, yo, guys, like, guess who I just got locked in, or guess this. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe that's just it's good. I guess it was always my childhood dream to have like a core group of friends that were always working on projects together. And so I never thought in a million years that we would separate as a group. And when I did, it was like sink or swim, buddy. Like, it's like, it's either you do it and they respect you, and one day they'll come on the show and then we could like hash this out and talk as men, or sink. And so like, I don't know. It's kind of cool, bro. Like life is crazy, dude. One day you're just kind of like, God, why? And then the next day you're like, God, let's go, bro. We're on the charts. We have good things happening. And I think I've kind of learned that, like, just to like not get too excited when it gets too high, and don't get too fearful when it gets too low.
Yes.
I'm at this place in my life where I'm just always waiting for God. I'm not rushing it anymore. And I'm really been enjoying my day-to-days. I haven't been this peaceful and happy in, like, don't get me wrong, I've always been happy and peaceful, but like this level of peace and happy, I feel free. I just feel free. I'm not chasing anything. I'm enjoying what I have. Instead of chasing more, I'm just kind of looking at what I already have and taking care of it. And ironically, like, it makes you have more. It's weird.
No, and it radiates through you. Like, you are so much more fun to work for. You are so much more fun to have as a friend versus 2 years ago. I loved every version of you, even the version of you that's, you know, comes down the staircase and has a furrowed brow and is like, let's just get this over with. It's like, I love you no matter what, but bro, like, you have such a childlike heart inside of you, and sometimes distractions and things that are planted there to make you angry get the best of you very easily.
Yeah.
And now it's like when those things happen, I'm like, oh, am I going to lose him for the rest of the day? is like, is George going to leave for a bit? I still have to be here and hang out with him. And we're still going to, there'll be some jokes, but like, is he going to be gone for the rest of the day? That doesn't happen anymore. Like you laugh things off and they go over your shoulder. Like you're a different person.
Thank God.
I think it's just kind of like the 100 hours, the 10,000 hours type of thing. You know what I mean? Like it's when this year hit rough, like in the beginning, it was really rough. Instead of me looking and victimizing myself and being like, why me? Or like, oh, here we go again. I was just kind of like, we've been here before. Okay. What did I do wrong? What can I do better? And then like, I just kind of like pile through it. I think that I had a habit of like standing still because I got overwhelmed. I have a lot of emotion. So like when I'm dealing with things, I heavily reflect on it and I get kind of locked in on it. And I read this thing and I truly started applying it to my life. And it's saying worrying means it's all on me. Having faith means I'm relying on him. So I kind of just been in that practice. I've always been preaching it, but now I'm actually able to like practice and approach it in my life. And it's just been mad fun. And I don't have any stress anymore. Like even when I have guests, I'll sit there. I recently just had an episode with Jack Doherty.
Yeah.
Before that episode came, a lot of people were like, hey, like, are you sure you want to have that guest? Like, maybe your audience are not going to like it, And I'm just kind of like, guys, like, what are we talking about? Like, I think that this would be great. I think God would be very proud of this type of work. We're going in there. We're trying to have conversations with people. I'm tired of listening to the audience. I'm tired of listening to management. I'm tired of listening to comment section. I'm tired of listening to everything. I just want to listen to God. If I don't think I'm doing anything wrong in God's eyes, I'm just going to keep it moving and see where it goes. And guess what? That episode went amazing, and I loved that episode. I got to see a different side of him, although something did weird happen. Like, that was weird. And I do want to talk about this. There's all these clips going around about me saying they're going to take it off your neck, and then the next day they ripped jewelry off of his neck.
Yeah.
In Beverly Hills. That was crazy.
My mom, the conspiracist. I don't believe him. I go, what do you mean? I don't believe him. He did that on purpose to get views. I was like, Mom, I don't think that's the case. I was like, they had a gun on Rodeo. I don't think they're going to go to jail for like faking a robbery.
There's also so many bystanders. Like you'd think that if they were setting it up, I feel like somebody could have taken a clip really easily.
100%. But what I was going to say before the Jack thing was I think like one thing we all need to remember, I think when people are like, no, don't have this person on, like don't give them a platform. And it's like, this is the whole point. Like having a place to have open dialogue and being in a place where like we feel like we're on this journey with God and he's blessing us with like wisdom and knowledge. It's like, this is what it's all about. It's about sharing the good news with people, no matter what you think like of that person. And I think that if we're Xing anybody out of the opportunity to sit down and have a conversation, then like, I think our hearts are in the wrong place.
Amen.
You know?
Also, it's not even like a preaching stance. I love talking to all types of people.
But that's what I mean.
I love talking to all types of people. This guy, I never comment back mean things ever. I don't have time for it. Because I see some of my friends do it on Twitter. They'll just like consistently do it. I'm like, bro, you guys are taking too much time. Like you can't do this.
They always regret it like 5 hours later.
And somebody commented, he goes, ever since all that drama with George, my mom unsubscribed. And honestly, I don't blame her. This person, why would you? And he said, and I just said, hey, you should unsubscribe to it, bro. I don't make content for you people. Like, if you're gonna judge and throw stones, watch something else, dude. Yo, me and Bella have been on our Game of Thrones kick lately, by the way.
No way.
Yeah, we went back into it. So I don't
It's
want
my
back
first time.
into it.
First time.
So this is her first time. I stopped. I'm not gonna.
How far did you get?
I'm not gonna give anybody any spoilers, but
Yeah.
I got to the red wedding.
Yeah. Oh,
Dog. I was in the shower.
so good.
Don't say anything because I'm not.
No, I'm not going to say. I'm not a spoiler. I'm not one of those.
Hot water on me.
Yeah.
My hands up against the wall, and I sat in that shower
One of the best episodes of TV.
for so long.
Ever.
I sat there and I was like, no, I don't
You
think I could
stopped.
ever
You
watch
just
the
said,
show again.
I'm done. Yeah.
No, dog. I went to the club that night. I was young. We were going to Warwick at the time. I was at 1600.
Yeah.
All of my friends
Don't
came.
know what this has to do with Game of Thrones, but yeah.
No, because everybody at 1600, we signed like a fake declaration that every day we come and watch one episode. Like we had a whole thing. We ripped it.
You had a
I was
watch
like, we're
party?
done. Or I can't watch this anymore. I was at the club and everybody's having a good time. And I'm just sitting there just thinking about how the writers are foul.
Yeah.
Foul individuals.
They're so good.
Brilliant.
They were good. They were good
Brilliant.
until the end of the show.
I heard about this. It was like a How I Met Your Mother type of end.
It falls off drastically. The writers like basically got contracts for a new TV show.
Oh,
and they were
let
just
it
trying
go?
to wrap it up.
No.
That's awful.
They
How
said
could you do
there's
that?
so many storylines that are set up for probably 3 more seasons. They're like, we gotta go, guys. Let's wrap it up in one. And all the hard work, all of the beautiful.
What other shows did they write?
I hope that other show was worth it.
They went on to write. It was a Netflix show. It came out, I think, last year. I forget what it's called.
So it's not good.
Not as good as Game of Thrones.
Damn. And then,
But yeah.
wow.
Yeah. I've been seeing, for some reason, like in YouTube Shorts, these Game of Thrones montages with, like, imagine like Andrew Tate reels with like the really intense, so like, really intense music that's like really motivational. These montages of Game of Thrones moments where like the colors are all like explosive and there's this really intense editing and it's just like the most like viral moments from the whole TV show. And bro, I just get hooked into it. That show is so good.
No, I really.
We have to do it in doses though.
How far are you guys?
We're on the 4th episode.
Episode 4. Got
Season
it.
1,
By the way,
Season 1 episodes.
I know
very
what's going
nicely.
on so far. So every time it's something that just keep looking at Mel because I want to see a reaction. But it's a show that I can't like that in The Sopranos. Like I have to do it in doses. It's like too much like killing and like all that stuff. So it's like okay. We watch an episode of something funny right after just to like balance us out before I go to bed. Because I'll have like weird nightmares afterwards, dude.
I just go to sleep.
Are you liking it, Belle?
Oh yeah, I'm loving it. I think it's really good. No, I don't. It's funny because I used to watch like so many more. I was super into like dark shows, like dark, sad shows that would just make me weep, like make you cry afterwards.
No. Say it the way you said it to me the first time, bro.
No.
Okay. I'll say it. She looked at me. She goes, "What? I love these shows. I used to bathe in this by myself. I used to
revel in it.
I revel. Even worse, she goes, I revel in these type of shows. When I was younger and no one was home, I would just sit there in the dark and watch these shows, and I loved it. And I said,
this is how I said it.
No. Who are you gonna believe, bro?
I did, but I liked like very like dramatic shows, like shows that would make me like, you know what I mean? Afterwards, like you're so sad about
I'm the same way.
You're still crying afterwards.
I watch like movies and TV to feel intense emotions. I like to watch something and just go, oh, like that was cool. I don't get the point. I get it to a certain degree, but it's like, I want to be put through the ringer.
And that's what I love about acting. Like, I want to make someone feel like that. I want to put you through the ringer. I think it's so beautiful that like somebody can tap into your emotions so much that you're like, you think about it for so long afterwards, But with that thought, it's been a long time since I've watched like really dark things. I think ever since being with you, honestly, because Georgie does not like dark things. And so he's always like, let's put something funny on.
Let's clarify. I like some dark things. Like vampire like stuff, I like that.
Vampire Diaries, Georgie, is not dark.
Yeah, shut up, bro. Idiot.
I got a freaking shit, dog. I don't need enemies when you got a wife like that, bro. She's
She had a point.
crazy. What about originals?
That one's a little dark. No, but yeah, I don't know. So it definitely has been a while, and I think it's. I don't know if this is weird, but it's been a while since I've watched something so dark since I've had the relationship that I've had with God. So I think I just view things very like differently now. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. And like, because even when I watch White Lotus and sometimes now when certain like scenes come on, if there's something sexual happening, like I feel guilty now. I'm like, should I be watching this? Like, I don't know. This is kind of a lot. And I never used to even like bad night, stuff like that, But now like it really like, I don't know, it really sits with me. And so watching Game of Thrones, it's like just murder, cannibalism, and nudity. And it's just like so much. And it's been such a long time since I've like, what's the word? When you're not absorbed it, but when
Revel in it?
No. Like watch that, So it's
Absorb
like,
it.
It's kind of a crazy, I feel like a rebel, but it's really well done.
It's really well done. Just wait for, it gets really good.
It gets a lot
really
better.
good. It gets really good.
Yeah. I mean, it's already good. It's like episode 4. So
just wait.
We're watching it tonight.
Grand Theft Auto just came out, the trailer. Did you guys watch it?
No.
A lot of people are saying that they're going to make a lot of money in this game. Like, I was watching Adin Ross. Shout out Adin Ross.
I think I saw this too.
Saw you talk about me in the live stream. We're trying to get him as a guest soon. So
Oh,
hopefully
that'd
he'll
be
coming
fun.
on, yeah. He has a server he wants to make where people could like make money on that. And I honestly think that's where crypto's going. I think people are going to be living in a digital world.
I remember when everybody was talking about Meta, like it was going to be that.
I think it is.
Meta hasn't. Nothing has happened yet.
I think Meta is just going to be a building in that multiverse, like type of thing. Like I think one day all of these games, like Rockstar and Meta and Instagram, whatever they are, all these big companies are going to be in one world in that thing, where it's like your character could be in Fortnite and then he'll get into the lobby and then go into Rockstar or Grand Theft Auto. So it's like you're bringing your character into all these worlds. I think that's how it's going to be.
Interesting.
Or maybe not. I don't know.
So the money making for Grand Theft Auto is not actually from Grand Theft Auto makers. It's just Adin has an idea for this.
I guess there's going to be currencies in there. Like people would be actually like working in there. Like actually, I mean, but here's the thing. People already spend the man hours in there.
Yeah.
This is just going to be a blessing for them to make an income.
So this is basically there's already income in Grand Theft Auto. Like there's money, there's exchanges. But then what Adin was talking about doing is essentially he will match that money to real life money through crypto. So if you make $100 in Grand Theft Auto from working an 8-hour shift as a convenience store person, you get that $100 in real crypto sent to your crypto wallet. And you have it in real life.
It's a transaction online.
But then also, if you make a lot of money by gambling in Grand Theft Auto and you make $20,000 in crypto in real world exchange and you get that, you can also lose it. And then
But where's the actual money coming from?
I'll explain to you. You know how in Fortnite you could buy a skin?
Yeah, with real money.
Yes. So imagine you go into Grand Theft Auto and it's Adin's server and he opens up a casino and you go to the blackjack table. You're actually playing with real money.
People are actually gambling for real in there?
I think gambling is like one of the biggest things in the world, and now it's going to go into that digital fact.
That's a little scary because I think like kids are going to be...
They're already doing that now. Like I know my little cousin, I had a sit-down conversation.
Like
he's
under
young.
18?
Yeah,
Well, no, he's
young.
over 18. But
No, I'm not talking about him.
Oh. Yeah. So like, so how are they going to control that? Under 18 kids are going to be gambling?
I feel like that's how it is with like certain things. I mean, like when you play Grand Theft Auto, they're hoping you're already 18 or older.
legally you have to be.
You're supposed to be?
Yeah. It's the parents' fault
Oh,
it's,
really?
It's TV. It's rated M for mature. It's like rated R movies. It's like if there's a 13-year-old in a rated R movie in the theater, that's purely the parent. Like the kid didn't just walk in there because they said, "Hey, where's your ID?" But they asked the parent, "Hey, where's his ID?" And they said, "No, it's okay. I'm his guardian and it's okay."
That's fair. I guess that makes sense.
I remember those days, by the way. Do you remember those days? Mm-hmm. Bro, that was, you just threw me back for a crazy loop. When you walked into the movie theater, there would be somebody at the front door and they would check people's tickets to make sure that they're 18.
Yeah.
They don't do that no more.
No, they probably do, but we just don't get asked
I have to
anymore.
show my ID with A-list.
We just got it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We just got it. Shout out. I mean, this is not a brand deal, but like
it's fun.
We just signed up for the Amazon. Actually, Amazon does that now. If you have an Amazon Prime and you could go to certain movies for free. And,
Oh, really?
And AMC, and then you get like popcorn.
AMC A-list. Get on it, people.
Yeah, A-list. So I just feel like some good movies are coming out now, so I kind of want to jump into that. I want to get it for my dad.
He would love that.
Yeah, he would love that. When I was growing up, my dad and I would go to the movies at least twice a week.
That's
at least
insane.
twice a week. Yeah. And by the way, that's not including Blockbuster. Like we used to pull up every Tuesday for like the releases. It was cool.
That's crazy.
Bro, I still
Such a fun
remember so much memories from those days, dude. Like, I don't know if you guys remember this, but VHSs, you had to rewind them
Yeah.
and then return them.
Yeah.
Never did that.
Oh.
What do you mean? That's rude.
Yeah. That actually sucks, dude. You probably shouldn't put that online.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
why.
You could get canceled for that.
Imagine. After everything I've ever done, they're like, that's the one I don't like. I agree with.
No, I was obsessed with Toy Story, and I used to watch Toy Story, take the cassette out, and I'd just have to flip it over and put it back in, and I think it would like do the rewind, or if you flipped it, it just made it go from beginning. I don't know, but I would take it out, put it back in, flip it over, put it back, watch it again.
Yeah.
Just like a machine.
How are you doing, bro?
Good, man.
What's going on with you?
Yeah,
You creative?
Man. Trying to stay creative, trying to strike that balance of like ambition and dreaming big and staying in the moment in the day-to-day, but also like not having that dictate my happiness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like I'm constantly like, oh, I want to be doing more. I want to be doing this. I want to be doing that. And then through turn of events, through work or through health or through personal relationships, sometimes things have to be put off a little bit, or you do something, but it doesn't quite live up to what you want. So it's like, okay, that was just a practice. And if I'm too invested in it, then those things will make me sad and depressed because that's what I wanted to do and I didn't do it well or something like that. You know what I mean? So just trying to be a student and just have a peaceful life is really the main goal right now. Moving into a new apartment with my girlfriend and just
Wait, when is that happening?
At the end of this month.
You guys found a spot
No, we haven't yet. We
you still haven't
have
found?
3 weeks.
to find
Yeah.
something?
I thought you were gonna stay at your place.
We did. We wanted to move in like February or March. But then we're like, you know what? Like, I feel like there's some transitions happening with our life, with money, with things like that. Let's not like over leverage ourselves and start paying more money when, you know, let's just be humble for a second, you know, keep our heads down.
Live underneath your means, bro. It's
Exactly.
comfortable.
Get some savings going. And now we're finally doing that. And just so excited to create like a new home.
Do you know what area you want to live in?
Would love East LA. If any property managers out there got some apartments in East Los Angeles and 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom. But bro, we could end up anywhere. It's so crazy. Finding a new apartment is insane. It's insane.
If you, why
We
don't
could
you-
end up in Santa Monica. We could end up
Do you want to live in
Silver
a
Lake.
busier area or like a slower area?
It's a good question. Honestly, I think the apartment itself is more important than anything because like we're both kind of homebodies and we want the apartment itself to be awesome.
That's why I asked you because like the busier it is, the more expensive it is. So if you
Totally.
just go out like 20 minutes
like
out,
quiet. Yeah.
yeah, like Encino's, it's beautiful. Tarzana's beautiful.
Yeah.
And you get a way better bang for your buck there.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, totally.
The one that's right for you will come along.
Exactly.
And that's so fun then to getting to like explore a new neighborhood.
That's the thing. I've lived in the same neighborhood since I moved in 2020.
Oh,
Because
really?
I moved into an apartment with my boys. And then we lived there for 3 years. And then my girl was going to move in with us. And we were like, let's get a house all together, you know, instead of this dingy 3-bedroom apartment. We found a place after looking for like months and months, getting denied everywhere. We probably applied to 20 different places. We got accepted in one place and it was a block away from us. So we
Hilarious.
got a U-Haul and moved all our stuff a single block to a house. And I just want to explore a new place. LA is so big and so beautiful and there's so many cool different neighborhoods. And I would like hate to look back and be like, oh, I was sheltered in LA. I only saw one part of it. So I want to experience something new.
Yeah.
And
I want to get out of LA and go to like Huntington or like closer to.
I could see you
Huntington,
guys.
Newport.
I could see you guys there for sure.
Is Simmi here?
Eventually. I don't think she's here right now.
Oh, I'm just hearing footsteps upstairs. So I just
Yeah, that's fine. They've been here for a while.
Would
be leaving
you
soon.
ever live in Huntington?
If you lived in Huntington, yeah.
Then you just go
Because
there.
then the commute would be gnarly whenever I had to come up here.
Yeah.
But man, it's the life.
So wait, if I
lifestyle.
go out there, you'd go out there?
Yeah, 100%. I don't know what my girl would do though, because she has to commute to Simi Valley. Oh. So that would be impossible. But you know, she could leverage some things. If we lived in Huntington, she'd make some things work.
But I
Dude,
don't want her to drive.
but-
How far is that drive? And does she go every day or
that'd
she
be
work
gnarly.
more for work?
Oh, 5 days a week. Yeah.
Oesh.
Yeah. Right now, her commute is an hour each way.
Is it a place where like she could? Do they have different offices or it's just like
She's
that
the
one location?
office manager, and she eventually wants to be able to like work from home. But right now, that's not possible. She's
Well, I mean,
very
it's not even
needed.
something that we want to do like right away. Just
Yeah.
like in the near future, you know, because it'd just be awesome and
Of course.
by the beaches.
How long have you been
everything.
here in this spot?
4 years?
Yeah.
Right?
Since
Really?
early.
I've been working for you for like 4 years.
I feel we met here.
Yeah. So you got this place right before
And
I-
then
The year of. Probably
Okay.
the year of.
End
Got
of
it.
2019, right? You moved in here
Yeah.
End of
I think
2019?
like December.
got it.
because we knew each other for like 5 months.
Yo, we lived together quick.
Yeah.
That was dumb. That was crazy dumb, but it worked out. But it was like I made fun of dudes that would do that. I'd be like, "Yo, you met
Because
her for how long?"
we never sat down.
Oh, it
and-
was COVID. COVID made us have to kind
But
of.
we never like really sat down and were like, let's move in together. It kind of just like worked out that way because I was still living in Huntington. And so I was driving up all the time. And so I would stay with you for like 2 days at a time. And then I'd leave and then I'd come back and leave and come back. And then some days would be a little longer than others. And then, yeah,
I could
and then
just
COVID
leave my
happened
stuff
and-
here. You know, it would just make more sense, right?
So funny.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
kind of like happened. you know? Yeah, and then COVID, 100%. Then we were like but that was so much fun. We honestly had a blessed COVID. And like as unfortunate was.
We did, like, because we lived with so many people. It was so much fun. There was always things to do.
Yeah.
Oh, here. Like, just, that's it. By the way, I don't know if you guys remember this, but driving around LA during COVID was like a movie. It was like a ghost town. Like, there was nobody. Now I drive and I'm like, man, I miss COVID, dude.
I moved here in the middle of COVID. So, like, that was my intro to LA. It was just like, you could get anywhere in 10 minutes.
You're like,
hilarious.
what are people even talking about?
LA's dope.
That's so funny, dude.
Yeah.
Now it's like, to get to my gym, it takes like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It's down the street.
Oh, and hey, since we were speaking about you, because I remember last time we spoke about this, but it didn't come out. So you were doing that short film. Mm-hmm. And you didn't
one
really
with Simmi?
Yeah, and I don't think we got to talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah. I did a short film with Simmi called I'm Fine. It was cool. It was like just a 2-minute short on my YouTube channel. I'll put it in the description if you missed it. And it was, I just sharpening the knives, making things. And because I did that, because I did some things before that, I think I'm like taking my time with my next project. I have a short film that I'm writing right now that's going to be a bit longer. And we'll see if that's the right one. It's so interesting how you like start working on something and you're like, this is my next thing. And then 3 months later, it's finished and you're like, what was I thinking? How could this be my next thing? It's just so interesting how your brain convinces you something. Then you get a little space from it and you return to it. And it's like, oh no, that wasn't it. But that was like helpful.
A lot of times when I would watch like cool people work on art, there was a walking away period. And this happened with music a lot. Like studio sessions, like the engineer would be like, all right, let's walk away for this for 2 days. And I'm like, what? And they're like, your
ears need a refresh.
Your ears need a refresh. And I was like, oh, cool. So maybe that's something you should do when you're working on your project.
That's what I have been doing. Yeah. And I've just been sharpening the tools. I think I just also had like some fear of if I was ready for things like short films and having a crew and having actors. And being a director is just a big step. Having everybody look at you and you having to have answers for everything is a big step. And I was always a director to myself, but I was never a director to other people. So I wanted to do small things because I was fearful that like somehow in the back of my mind, I was like, what if I'm not good enough? What if I fail? And then I did these small projects like the Oak Tree and I'm Fine with Simmi. And I just realized I'm like, no, I'm good enough. I can do this. So now I'm like, writing something, working on something that's going to be bigger.
1,000,000%. You need to like grease your wheels, to, like feel comfortable. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
I have my feature film that like is my dream feature film that'll be like my big first swing in Hollywood, I think, and I can't wait for that. I told you a little bit about it. It's the one where it starts with
the cat?
The cat.
Oh, bro, I died of laughter. I tried to buy that scene from him. I was like, yo, can I have this?
Really?
He's like, no, I want it for mine. I was like, dude, come on.
I gotta hear this.
And like so many projects, I've written so many different scripts or worked on so many different things, and I look back and I'm like, I understand why I did that, but that just didn't quite feel like me, you know? But it was a practicing thing. Yeah. And this feature film, it's like, I'm so sure of that and the characters and the messages behind it. So it's really just like gaining all the tools I can to make that. So yeah, I think the next thing is a short film that's probably like 10, 12 minutes, maybe a festival run. And then the step after that is a feature. That's the dream, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Love to hear it.
Yeah.
You guys miss traveling?
Yeah, I love traveling for the podcast. I really do. Because it feels like, and we were just talking about this, and it's nice because we always have the perfect 3 days of like, we arrive to a city, we have the night to like, we go to dinner, we all like go back to the hotel, we prep for the next day, we wake up, we film, and then we have the end of that day to like kind of like visit the city. And next morning we wake up and we leave. And it's the perfect amount of sweet time to like really like discover a new place, also work, also like doing the podcast on a trip feels like a work trip. So it's like so validating in a way, you know?
Every episode last year, that was the result of like every episode last year, we were in a city doing something. And then, I miss it. I also realized that I haven't been sick in like 9 months. Well, and I think it's because we stopped traveling.
So
when we do, I need to prep, bro.
We have a prep thing for it. It's these nose sprays we have and some vitamins and like a good regimen when it comes to food. We're actually prepping for tour for that. The reason I brought it up is because like I miss it.
I do too.
I really miss it.
I do too.
We're going to be hitting 20 different cities. This one's going to, that's the reason why we're not traveling for the podcast right now. Because I want to give this part of the year like a break for traveling. Because we're already traveling a lot right now. But like to go and shoot with other people. There's a lot of good guests that I have like kind of like locked in a little bit. But I'm very excited. We're going to be hitting a lot of cities we've never done before. Like, I'm very excited to see this country.
We're going to see the whole country.
It really is.
From this show.
Bro, did you see Sam? Shout out Sam. He's going to be shooting with us. And he randomly sent me a Boston. There's a theater, and it's a huge sign. And
the George Janko show.
Bro, first of all, I've never seen that before. Also, like, how come my team never let me know about all this? Like, that's so cool, bro.
Yeah, that's so
And
cool.
the way I found out about that, I always dreamt about my names being in lights like that. And I saw the board and I was like, yo, that's wild. There's all these cities right now that have a big, like, huge poster of our show coming out.
So cool.
Yeah.
Kind of wild.
Yeah.
Dude, just a few years ago, we were like, let's start this show. And now we're on a tour. To me, that's pretty crazy. Are you guys excited about it?
I'm so excited. It's going to be such a fun
I'm
adventure.
nervous.
Really?
Yeah. I because I'm so like I regenerate my energy from being in my personal space. Like I regain my energy from being in my room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just going to be a big lesson in balance.
Yeah.
It's like, it's going to be so much fun. It's
going to be a tough few months, but I think afterwards it's going to be one of those like, yo, we did it.
I think also as soon as we're like 2 weeks in, I'm going to be like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And I could do this for the whole year.
Yeah.
It's just like, I think the biggest thing will just be like boundaries of like, yo, like I want to go out tonight, but like I gotta choose health right now. I gotta
doing
rep.
that.
Oh,
He's
always.
been like this
just
is a
wait,
jump.
just wait, bro. Just wait.
He's like, you haven't
By
seen
the way,
nothing yet.
FYI, just speaking about the impulsive camps, they used to always go to the best dinners, right?
Oh.
And then they would always go out partying afterwards. Reed and I barely ever showed up to the clubs. If we did, it was just for the vlog. We would capture some stuff, dap everybody up. We would pick up McDonald's on the way home and just sit and eat like either Wendy's or something, and we would watch TV. And that's why we always still share a bedroom when we go on tour now, because it's like, I don't know, it's just like, I said this before, but I never grew up with sleepovers, like where you get to hang out and like talk all night and hang out. So it's kind of like I'm living that childhood dream where I get to do that. By the way, we'll get your own rooms this tour. Okay. Not you. You're with me.
I was like, I'm getting my own room. Okay.
Imagine we're doing so well, babe. Like,
We're like, listen, we're in a hotel. Yeah. But I think that's
so
why,
funny.
like, literally being, and this sounds weird, but in the time like that when everything is so hectic, if you're so organized, you know what I mean? Like your suitcases are really organized, like you're really clear on like your morning routine and your nighttime routine, then you can feel like you have some sort of like control over the chaos.
1000%.
You know, even being away.
There's certain things you can choose to control and certain things you can't.
Yeah.
Can I tell them about the funny incident that happened at the hotel room?
Wait, no.
The one we've talked about on this podcast before?
Yeah, we've talked about this.
We talked about that?
Yeah, and I was mortified to talk about it then.
All right, we won't talk about it.
But yeah, we told
Funny
that
story.
story.
Yeah, we've talked about a lot on this podcast.
We told that story.
Dude, okay, last thing I say before we end this podcast.
What?
When I was watching Dave Chappelle, one of the employees came up to me, which is really funny because the second day, I never said this, but the second day, I sat in the same place that I sat, and the
Just
owner,
to get that dap again. Huh?
yeah, 100%. Honestly, that's all it was. And they were like, yo, could you man this? Make sure nobody goes into that room. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, also make sure nobody goes over here. So then I became like security, dude.
Nice, bro.
Took that position with a full heart.
Oh, no.
Nah, you can't come in here. No, sorry, you can't sit there. At one point, some people came up. They're like, are you Janko? And then I was like, yeah. They're like, why are you working security? And I was like, I don't know. Like, it's my friend's club. I'm just helping out. And they're like, okay. And then like they would walk because they can't take a picture with me. They had their phones locked up. So it was really funny. And then this kid that was working there came up to me and he said, hey, you know how he said it so casually. He goes, you know how you said you can't have sex watching the cross dangling from your wife's neck? And I was like,
wow.
I was like, yo. I go, I said that? And he goes, yeah. I go, I'm way too honest. He goes, no, it's great. He goes, now, anytime I'm with a girl, I have her take off the cross because I am the same place now with you. And I was just like, I sat there and I laughed. I go, yo, I'm like, I've heard my whole life, George, you're too open, bro. Like, just, you don't have to say everything, right? That one was definitely one of those moments where I was like, I wonder how many times
Like,
I've said some stuff and people are like, yo. Like,
A lot.
But you know what though? It's actually funny that you bring that up because that is something that stuck with me because I know that our parents watch this. And so sometimes my mom's like, where's your cross? And in my mind, I'm like,
oh my God.
he's gone.
Wow.
And I'm not saying that that's what she's.
It's so funny, dog.
Where's your cross right now, honey?
I'm like,
Yeah, I'm not.
You're wearing your
so
cross,
much.
right?
I'm wearing it right now. No, but I'm not saying that that's why she's asking. And sometimes I take off my jewelry for other reasons. You know what I mean? That's not the only reason.
dude, I wonder how many people in the street would be like, hey, are you Shawna? And then just look at your neck. They're like,
Oh, interesting. No.
that's so funny.
Yeah, but that's what's in my head every time she asks. Because I'm like, why did she ask me that? Like, why do you care?
Yeah, you guys put your hearts out there for sure.
I just been
It's
like that
respectable.
since the jump.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh,
What you got, man? I got to edit this shit, so let's get it going, huh?
look at Tommy right now. He's like your boy that's like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with him.
Should we tell them what happened at Disneyland? Or no?
Yes. We're driving, Belle and I, we're kind of sick. We're actually very sick, and I'll tell you why. We spend every waking moment together, every minute, but if she's gone for like 2 days, I'm like, where's my wife?
Yeah.
And I need my wife. So I was like, yo, let's go out. We're going to spend the whole day together. We haven't seen you in 24 hours. This is ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
So we go to the beach. We're having some pizza. We're having a good time. Then I was like, yo, let me take her to downtown Disney. So we're here hanging out at downtown Disney. And I was like, you know what? Just because we're spontaneous like that, she was looking at Lego stuff that we could put together. And I said, hey, let's get this one so we could use it in our hotel room tonight. And then I showed her that we got a room tier. So we hung out there. We couldn't get any tickets into the show because it just closed. Like we got there at like 11:30 at
Literally
night.
love it. No, but like, hold on. He's so cute, by the way, because he had mentioned, he's like, what if like we just got a room and stayed? And I was like, George, it's so ridiculous, so late. Like, you're going to buy a room. We're not even going to get to like even do any of the other stuff. If like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? And then we went to the bath. And while I went to the bathroom, he was like calling Simmi, like, hey, can you feed the animals tonight? Like, you know, and he didn't tell me to afterwards to get it anyways. He's a cutie pet.
So we're having a great time. We're watching movies. We're ordering room service. You know, we're out on the balcony. We're having a great time. Around like 1 o'clock at night. And by the way, 1 o'clock at night at Disneyland, it's like you're there with your kids. Everybody's out. Everybody's asleep.
They've been out like for hours.
They've been out. They're like, it's like around 1:30 now. They've been out. I wouldn't say hours because some people like really do stay there. But the people sleeping at the hotel, it's dead quiet by 1. And this is like 1:30. And I'm sitting there. Belle's right in front of me. The like park is behind her, if that makes sense. So it's like, this is the pool area. I'm sitting here. She's sitting right here. The park's on this side.
California Adventure.
No, I don't think it was California Adventure.
That's
Was it
California. The California Grand is like inside of California Adventure Park.
Got it. Didn't know that. All of a sudden, we just hear, boom, like, and bro, it exploded so hard, it shook us in the room. So I was like, yo, what's that? As it explodes, a crazy amount of fires over her shoulder. Then smoke goes up into the sky, but then makes a perfect circle black thing. Like
Like an atom bomb?
Bro, like a scary movie. And I'm looking at that and I'm like, yo, me and Belle love Disney conspiracies. We love looking into, because then it just makes that place like, yo, what is this place? Is this the happiest place in the world? Or is it not? We see this and we're like, yo, perfect circle. It's been there for 3 minutes, 4 minutes, not dissipating.
And the smoke from that came out is like this black, like almost like you could see the oil in the smoke. Like it's like a black ring.
Yeah, we'll
Just
show
floating in the
we're
air.
gonna show the video when we do the clip. Like this is what it looks like. And it was there in the sky for like 15, 20 minutes. It wouldn't go away. Like it would not go away. And I'm like, yo, that's witchcraft. That's witchcraft. Somebody just got sacrificed. So I literally just started making jokes. I'm like, yo, this is a sacrificial thing. This is a spiritual thing. So then we get on our phone to see where it comes from. The exact position of where that explosion came from. What was it called?
The Spirit Cave. Like when you look on the map of like where we were, where the location of the explosion came, because it literally, like we saw it come from over the trees. like you could, it was right there. And that location right there in the park the attraction was called the Spirit Cave.
And so then it gets creepy. So now me and Bella are just laughing. We're trying to scare each other a little bit. We're like, yo, they're sacrificing people in there right now. Like, it's all true. We're making jokes. We go inside. We come back out a little later that night. It's around like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Bro, we're making jokes. Then we hear somebody screaming for their life. Like, when I mean screaming for your life, not like, like, get me out of here, I'm dying.
Bloody murder.
Yeah, and then she stopped screaming, and then we never hear it again.
It was like a good 5 second, like,
yeah, it was like a terrifying scream. It was a
Yeah.
terrifying scream. Oh.
And then after that, like maybe how long after that? Like maybe another like 20, 30 minutes after that, music starts playing. Now it's like 2:30 o'clock in the morning or 3 a.m. There's nothing going on in the park. And all of a sudden now there's like ding 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 ding
Yeah, creepy music.
like a repetitive like sound from a guitar of like a song playing for so long, and it was getting louder and louder and louder.
Like a
This
Jordan,
is Sinners.
like a Jordan Peterson type of guitar that plays when you're like
Jordan
freaked.
Peterson.
Jordan Peterson?
Jordan
Jordan
like,
Peele?
get out.
Dr. Jordan Peterson?
Jordan Peele?
Jordan Peele.
Yeah, Dr. Jordan Peterson.
You know, the way
Folk
he
music,
plays
you know, bro?
music.
You know, kind of like a...
So there's two things to this. Is either one, they are doing sacrifices out there. They're killing people. Or the rides were just being tested and
They were
somebody was just having fun.
practicing, like,
it could either go either way. I
Yeah.
would like to think somebody's getting sacrificed.
But now I want to
It's
go to
reality, probably.
Now I want to go to Disney and go to that so-called Spirit Cave
Yeah,
because
why?
now I want to see
I
what the
wouldn't.
setting was of where they were. Yeah, maybe they're practicing like a bit, you know, like you come to the Spirit Cave and they're like, and then they
Did
do
you
this
have one
special.
person testing the ride? And she's like, I was one scream. She gets that. She goes, it needs more smoke. We need more smoke.
Yeah.
Did you make it stay up there longer? But yeah. Well, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I have to say, as a team, as a part of the team here,
Okay.
we were a little rusty at the Boys and Bella episode. We'll get back.
We'll
into
get
it.
better.
Oh yeah.
We'll get better, guys. Yeah.
We'll get better. It's been a minute. Thanks. And if you guys enjoyed it, though, please leave a comment because we would love to know.
Let us know.
Let us know.
Let us know.
More of this, less of this. You know, we won't know unless you
None
tell
of
us.
this.
None of this.
But it's nice to be able to just like catch up, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like this. I honestly think if we did this like every 2 weeks, we would get like a good flow going, and then we could have like our relationship with the audience. We get to know what's going on here, get some
Yeah.
good guests, have like a good in and out flow of it.
Yeah.
That's always kind of
Definitely.
been my dream of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Disney on 3. What? Okay, I love you guys. I'll see
I
you
was
guys
going to scream. When we did it.
later. 1, 2, 3.